Check my pedigree, I got legacy in my pot. You playing hopscotch, I'm at top notch on the block. Shouldn't slide like me, nah. Spice it up with a sauce. Yeah, my Lord said don't do it, I said bop, bop, bop. Yeah, my Lord said don't do it, I said bop. Yeah, my Lord said don't do it, I said bop. I can't keep up, play follow the leader. Big queso, I'm born with the ether, but I still took a heater. No halo, I've been with a head gun. I've been on my King Kong, on Halo. I've been on what? Check my pedigree, I got legacy in my pot. You playing hopscotch, I'm at top notch on the block. Shouldn't slide like me, nah. Spice it up with a sauce. Yeah, my Lord said don't do it, I said what? Check my pedigree, I got legacy in my pot. You playing hopscotch, I'm at top notch on the block. Shouldn't slide like me, nah. Cholula with the sauce. Yeah, my Lord said don't do it, I said what?
There is a lot in stake here for both of these teams in this matchup and a huge opportunity to not go 0-2 going into next week. But let's take a look at the map, Vetoes. What are we going to get?
Oh, so Movistar Koi has decided to ban the Pearl. I was thinking that maybe they wanted to ban the Haven after what we saw during kickoff and also what they banned in the past. But
Oh
this
my
is very
goodness.
bold.
Yeah.
They're going to pick the Lotus. We were just speaking about it.
Yes.
And KC repeat the comfort that they found in the previous one. When we speak about preparation, and Billy, you were mentioning about that coaching staff, this should be to the T. One of the best beaters that they could have gotten.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was getting a little worried there that they were kind of getting forced into banning that Haven because, of course, both of these teams did ban Haven last week. And, of course, KC, they've been suffering since no longer having bind in that map pool. But for them to pick into Icebox, it tells me that this perhaps could be their new bind, given the results that they had against BBL last week.
Yeah, but can that be misleading because of the composition that BBL was running?
It's a good point.
We saw, weird shenanigans. Yes, the result was definitely something that you cannot learn a lot from if you're KC. I don't think that the holes in what they were doing could have been shown during that matchup. But I really like that we have the Haven talk, because KC, even though it's not shown here, won the coin toss and chose to be Team B. So they forced Koi, like, oh, you banned the Haven, and when they didn't see it, they were like, I mean, we kind of have to like ban the Fracture if you ban the Pearl. So is Haven happening?
It's like the first match, right? It's just big
literally.
balls, Vetoes
It's
all around
repeat.
today.
I like it. I like the boldness.
Yeah, the mind games have started already, but let's talk about this Lotus. Bear, you've already given an amazing breakdown about Koi, but what about the side of KC? We saw it against GX, the donkeys years ago, but what can you expect here from them?
Man, I'm just not a fan of Harbor.
Yeah.
I feel like that sums up my thoughts in just one sentence. If they would have done something outrageous and they were just battering teams, I'd be like, okay, but man, this is the EMEA.
Well, let's take a look. I'm sorry the Harbor's going to be there. Billy, what do you make of it?
Have mercy. I was thinking the same thing. I thought, you know what, they didn't push it on Icebox the other day with the Harbor. So surely we're going to drop it for Lotus. So no, we are in fact going to see that Harbor picked into it. And honestly, yeah, I'm yet to see what they can actually provide with it. I think looking at Movistar Koi though, I'm not mad that they're playing this map. I think that the result that they had against Foot the other day, probably not what they wanted. They probably would have liked to have closed that map out, but I think they looked good on it nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, Carmen Corp has decided to start on the attack. Everything that I was speaking of Movistar Koi being very strong with not only playing the double Sentinel, but actually putting all the utility from both of the Sentinels in one part of the map. You can forget about that. They're not doing it. They're not going in easy, like even though, yeah, this is a huge map, you can just leave someone maybe through casket and they will be fine. So I want to see if KC is going to be exploiting those holes, because maybe that is the reason why they decided to start on the attack.
Yeah, and this is the kind of calm, Coach Mini was talking about before. You can get away with gimmicky things like this at kickoff. I wonder if they're going to get away with it here. And speaking of Mini, or should I say poor man Scott, here he is standing by with Pansy.
Okay, do you want to take that? Are you going to take that?
I guess I'll take it.
You could have given it back. She can't even reply.
That is true. That's
Perfect
true.
time.
That's true. No, I'm not funny enough in this moment.
Damn.
This is like I'm gonna be in the shower later, and I'm gonna
You
think of the perfect banger, and then like it's
can I
over
not
for
say it?
Yinsu. But she's caught me off guard here.
No, she's actually done you in. But we can kind of talk about those comps then, right? Because it was kind of something that they were alluding to. Where do you sit on this? Is it really standing out to you? Does it supersede this matchup in any way or any of the bigger narratives?
I think that it's just the KOI are playing the comp that they're comfortable with. It's their map pick. KC not changing back from the comp that they had at kickoff. They did have some strong ideas, but it's Harbor, so I'm reserved about it.
I am also reserved about it. I hate it. But I'm always willing to be proven wrong. I'd like to see it kind of have the validity to it.
Already we see KOI trying to re-clear this A space, and KC are going to be caught off guard here.
Yeah, looking at the damage so far, KC just falling like flies. This is simple work. This doesn't even seem complicated. Just re-clear. Oh, that wasn't pretty. It's a consolation prize, if anything, getting the kill in the end, but it's Elite left in a 1v4. Spike a million miles away, and with 50 seconds, you got to be pulling off miracles. First challenge, not clean enough. Not going to happen for Alive.
Yeah, just from that telestrator that Bear showed then, that's the exact same concept coming in. It's not a Teo ult, but it's literally the Teo Sowers used to break the door, and then 3 people coming out of that, I call it Hobbit, I'm not sure what the actual call out is.
We call it Mini.
Okay, the mini door.
Sure.
It's catching KC off guard completely. Nice little proactivity from KOI. In a composition that doesn't have too much proactivity, it's nice to see that they're still able to do it.
And I guess I do want to talk bigger picture about these two teams, because this is quite a defining game. It feels like a pivot point, right? It feels when we start judging a little bit harder, we look a little bit closer.
It's like a high-stakes game for all the wrong reasons.
Yes, I think that is a really good way to summarize it, and we can kind of get into it a little bit deeper, but at some point, you do need to start matching those expectations on these rosters and looking at the results and being very genuine about it. I've never seen that knife skin before.
No, I haven't either.
What the hell is that?
That's funny. That must be new.
What the hell did I just see?
Yeah, I think going on to K.
I'm baffled by that.
The Harbor with it too. It kind of makes sense. It's nice from
like
Sadat.
a theme there.
He's like actually role-playing as Harbor.
It's finally got a use.
Like for KC, like in terms of like expectations, like this team has been built, you know, in mind of the fact that it's a French org.
Yes.
Paris
Go
champions.
champs. Yep.
But right now they're not winning games.
No, and it is strange as well, because there's a lot about the team that was very highly spoken of. Oh, nice from Shados. Yeah, lovely stuff. Good work. And this KOI looked very in control. An in-zone flawless there just to get past round 2. It wasn't a heavy investment from KC, but yeah, you're looking at the investments from KC. Lord only knows what they spent on this roster, because there are big names there, right? You're looking at Sadak as one of the biggest imports that came into this region. Storied sort of IGL, you know, one of the big dogs.
Together, like to me, like if you're building a team with Eng and Sadak, you know, you're aiming
high. Yeah, so we'll see. This is early days. I think Lotus does sit obviously firmly in KOI's camp of expected results. This has been a solid map for them. And they've been struggling for results themselves. But a very similar beginning with this kind of breaking of mini door. Grabino going to be playing up towards Rubble.
Getting nervous.
See if those nerves are warranted. There's a lot of work happening over towards Mound, but this fight... Okay, Elite gets to keep his life.
Yeah, and I want to just say that even though it's KOI's map pick, I think, for me, Sadak is one of the best IGLs of all time on this map. I think he really understands the map well, and you can already see in the pistol round and even this round, like how quickly, I say Sadak, the Sadak rule to me is by 1 minute, it seems like they're able to clear out Mound and almost re-clear A lot of the time. Here, Elite's pushed back already, so they're going to have to kind of go through that later.
Yep.
But look out for that on this game, like how quickly KC can clear out Mound and go re-clear Rubble.
And it was something that we were watching with like Heretics on their attack, and we were kind of not worried, I think worried is the wrong word, but highlighting that they weren't addressing some of the fundamentals here, and they weren't kind of focusing on it in I guess, quote-unquote, the right way. But let's see how this actually shakes down now, as KC do need to start committing to one of these two sides. It looks like C will be the eventual goal. Soulcast trying to stick around. He does a flyer who's just gone down, so support system through from Waterpool. Now going to be picked up by Grabino. For that plant to come in now, about 15 seconds.
Shados does have the salvos, so they could flood in here.
Yeah, you can see him flying in. Time is getting very low now. They're going to start getting, I don't want to say worried, but it's getting close too. There's only a corner to play from the Cove. Keep them just about safe, and the brawl begins. It's Soulcast to tip the scales, but only to be traded. Down to a 3v2 with Shados and Grabino remaining. It's all on Shados. The 1v2 is not impossible. It's looking improbable, but a great start for Shados so far. Alves and Sadak to locate, not gonna happen. Good response from KC.
Yeah, they weren't as quick as usual on their attack, and they did choose technically a site that was held quite strongly by 2 Sentinels, but ultimately getting the kills on Flyo immediately meant that it was quite easy for KC there to kind of convert. They get a bit dicey with the time. I think Soulcast is someone I'd like to highlight a little bit, that like during kickoff, he looked phenomenal in this Vice, especially on this map.
It was scary. Because it kind of felt like maybe you'd found comfort, right? When I used to think of Soulcast looking kind of comfy, I'm thinking Sky even. I'm rolling it back. Yeah, Scrimback Soulcast was always like the nightmare creature. If it comes to life, we're all screwed. Oh, hold on, we'll come back to that, because yeah, this is an absolute biff down middle. Who's willing to try and keep committing? As it stands, it looks like they've stemmed the pressure and held back that flood towards B.
It seems like KC have like a pretty specific game plan at the moment, like doing things that I've not really seen them do too much before.
Contact for Soulcast. He's got his setup much ready. Reactive investment.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pressure on this C side of the map. KC know they have to get rid of this Vice U2.
Hard to do, but they've managed it at least on the first attempt here. Wall be tested too. This is slow and steady, but we're still about 45 seconds. This map, you can pivot quick.
Yeah, it's all about pivoting between B and C here. So this is like something Sadak's quite good at, is kind of trying to bait the rotations between, but ultimately still 3 towards the C side of the map.
Thorns have gone down now, so Shados investing.
30 seconds left.
The salvos just to slow things down. Soulcast going to be put under pressure though. He's committed to the site, which is a little bit risque, but he does have support. It's Soulcast to go down. Grubino tries to then spring in, but the numbers sit very well with KC. Looking composed on the site hits. Delayed again towards the site, but the plant should be okay. I'm looking at who's left. Filu and Flyer, they don't really have anything to deny.
Flash to go in. It's no big util for this retake.
Sugetsu just got his smoke back up as well. Just going to come in and keep things dangerous. Trying to navigate, creep through, but that barrel might give it away. Clean work from KC, and let's talk about the composure here, because some of these rounds do feel late, but they're going through the protocol list of dealing with Soulcast utility, kind of maybe keeping in mind that Shados can stall out with those salvos coming in as well. They seem to have like a nice bit of read on the timing, maybe?
I was going to come in and be a bit critical, KC. Like, I think that they should be leaving a player outside A and trying to listen for the sound and trying to take rubble control in these mid-rounds. I think if you see there, I'm a bit worried for Koi. They had the perfect stack. They had 3 people ready and still losing. Like, I'm a little bit worried.
Okay. I do worry if KC start looking stronger and stronger on this map, though, because obviously Icebox coming up next does make it difficult. But for now, we'll see if any of this becomes a bigger issue down the line, as said.
It's like a key thing for the Koi comp is that they're going to struggle to take this rebel control. They've got double Sentinel, they're going to be playing a bit more of a bunkered style. So KC, if they want to, they're going to be able to take a lot of map control. But in these early rounds, I don't think they've taken as much as what they could have done. When historically, Sadak's teams would take the whole map.
Small steps, but potentially in the right direction. This round is on pistols, but we've seen issues in these rounds before. And KC were talking about their anti-ecos as it's looking okay for now. We're about the 50-second mark. They've got past rubble. We have seen that Mound's got some exploration. Soulcast finding a bit of timing here. Filu couldn't quite get the shot, so you are starting to see those opportunities dwindle. And they should now kind of go as expected. Yeah, Martin, quick clear towards Flyer. It wasn't, you know, safest, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, just a simple anti-eco conversion. You're going to see, like, we saw a re-clear of rubble there. Nice use of the harbor to re-clear the space. But I'm now getting worried again because KC are going to have big ults online now. 1 away from the harbor ult, and then 3 power ults online. On the Koi side, they got the tail ult. I don't think they're going to fall. I don't think KC are going to fall for the same Telestrator play. I'd be very surprised. If they do, then I might leave.
Okay, we can put the headset down, Mini's off. We'll pick someone out of the crowd. I'm sure there's another Fnatic fan out there who could do the job.
Yeah, I think there's a few.
Yeah. And a timeout for KC.
Eng loves his calling timeouts on huge momentum rides. I don't approve, but
And he's
there
not
must be
mostly
some
talking
logic.
right now. Zysh is mostly leading this conversation. So either it be around how they want to apply the ults, what they need to look out for potentially, because this is also, as you said, it is a very big round. So if you want to try and continue this sort of run back of cleanly executed rounds, fair enough. But maybe, I don't know if they can note the operator. Is that something they're going to be considering, or what? What the game plan is?
I have a weird theory in my head.
Okay.
That maybe the way they prep is they're not so like heavy on it, and so they see the tail and they're just calling the timeout to be like, we've seen this beautiful round they do. Potentially.
Okay, maybe.
I know that some teams don't really prep in the same ways that I do, where I'm like telling Derek, you need to remember this and you need to remember this, and like everyone's got their own like job and stuff.
Gotcha.
Because I know a lot of teams don't want to kind of overwhelm players, whereas I prefer to make
really
them.
hate your players.
I hate them.
Yeah, make them work for it. But
No more theory.
I guess eyes on KC here. What do they come in with? Is it just like a set piece? Is it mindful of?
It's like a very set ult strat.
Yeah, which don't know if that really accounts for the timeout, but this is going to be tricky. But Flyer's already gone down, and Martin looking confident. He's normally on the money with these. Shados having to respect that and give the space up. It's bought enough time for the plant now.
Yeah, 45 retake. Shados does have the tail to come in.
Who's there to work off it? Okay, I'm seeing Rubino was near. Soulcast as well, trying to group towards that seaside connector. Sadak can stall
Still
this.
lots of ults from KC side.
Yeah, both gonna go in. And stall. That's wraps. That's wraps on 4, right? You can't. The time's just gone now. Even with the util here for Shados, it didn't feel like there was a chance to play, and I like the patience to invest Elite's ult as basically the checkmate. There was no coming back after that. The time had gone. As it is, Carmine Core look very drilled on this. Maybe that timeout feels a bit excessive, but seeing how their previous results were, maybe they need that micromanagement.
Yeah, potentially. I don't have a read as to what it was, but it looks like good read on the ult strat. For Koi, you know, it's disappointing to lose around like that, but ultimately you didn't use any ults.
Yep.
You still saved the economy. You're on defense at Lotus. You can get away with, you know, being disciplined in these rounds and kind of saving for the next.
I just want to see them take a little bit of a step back, because it feels like they're being dictated to by KC at this point. Tempo, map control, it's all very much in their hands. This operator didn't get much of a chance to find anything. These B leans are hard to bring it in, but 3-2 split. Prowler pretty much clearing, so space can be taken again. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is B. It's B pressure. We see, though, on the KC side, there's all a bit of a ruse for Elite and Saigetsu to walk out towards Rubble.
Liking the fast progress on Mound, though. This should allow pressure now to come in. And keep in mind towards the spike. Sadak wins the fight, though. There it is. Okay, good trade for Soulcast. That's a spike down in a really tough spot. I thought that could be a twofer. Oh, man, Sugetsu with a banging shot for him to find Filu there, but this is going from bad to worse.
Timing.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, Spike again lost. Having to go back here. Elite fighting his way forward, though. Good impact. Soulcast, we're going to need you locked in on this. Can he defend the precious cargo? Ooh. Okay, well, they know where he is, but 40 seconds. They've got time to play with.
Yeah, just doubling up, playing it together.
Still got paranoia, too, with Sugetsu.
I like the re-wrap round here from them. Soulcast needs to do something here.
30 seconds left.
Timing's everything. Soulcast can't quite get it. The hesitation, the timing coming into play, and KC again a very cautious but correct step.
Yeah, the game plan from KC is so interesting. Like, they used the B conditioning to work it again. I have no idea why Sadak's in the site by himself with the spike. That was very dangerous, but it seemed to work. It's the same as what I said earlier when we were watching Fnatic. Fnatic, I said they had some interesting ideas on Lotus.
Yeah.
They were like pressuring B, going at Rubble. There's been some stealing of ideas here. I think maybe Fnatic has stolen some KC stuff, because that seemed pretty nice.
It got the job done, didn't it? For Koi, it's still not completely over. Still enough in the bank for a buy, and a lot of ultimates coming online here. Filu trying to make a play from the corner. Anyone to help him? No, feels isolated individual. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about this comp is that Euro can be, you know, positioned wherever on the map and go for kills. He's the only real aggressive agent. The rest are going to be bunkered up a lot of the time. But Checking the box is pretty easy for KC there. And this is what I want to see. I want to see Elite take these timings out of Rubble. Especially when we see the Yoru's dead on the mound side, you know that Rubble's clear. So this is good from Elite, taking the space. And Sadak's going to be able to mid-round beautifully off of this kind of information.
And it's going to be checked, though. The clear has come in over towards Mound. They're going to note this. Soulcast has to respect the ult. He's got his own as an answer back if they do want to play retake. And nice stall here, too. That is the spike with Sadak, so he can't just skip ahead of this.
Once again, it's a retake situation where Koi are not in advantage. It's 4v5 again.
Sadak looking really clear on this one. Here it comes. There's Soulcast with the ult. Are they prepared, though? Pistols, are they ready? Soulcast has a lot on his plate now. Ults galore, but it finds very little. Sadak unaffected, and the rest of KC sitting deeper. They got to get a move on. Got to get the pressure on. Sadak, obviously unconfirmed if they've taken someone off for this defuse, but the spray from Elite, the connection from Elite. It's a response from finally Soulcast, but the wall drops and the kills come in. Carmine Core, ready for all of this.
Yeah, beautiful from KC. Just getting that pick, playing quite disciplined, using that space. You know, the open plant really helped them there.
Koi, this is meant to be a map for you, really. This is meant to be the big kind of redeemer. My notes were limited here. If Lotus falls, it could be over for Koi, was pretty much how I started. Now, for KC, this is great. It feels like they're getting everything they want, right? In their minds, they're getting everything they please. Where's the reply from Koi? Where do you find it? If Filu's going to make those plays, I don't mind him doing it. I'd like to see some support to it, or something more than him just playing by the box. Someone to maybe keep that attention drawn away, or something in addition. It feels just a bit fractured. It doesn't feel like there's a cohesive idea of how they want to approach this.
Quite honestly, I think that if Koi just went to their standard 1-1-3, Sentinels playing C and B side of the map, and just trying to take Rubble control with Teo, Yoru, Omen, I think that's going to be fine here. The only thing is that KC might not read that and be one step ahead. And so might expect that. And I think KC do win the Rubble fight if they go for it.
Oh, you're having me on. Why's it gone red? What's this then? What's this? How's the day been, Minnie?
It was quite nice watching Fnatic. Quite nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about it was nice?
I think I've got over the, like, you know, because at the start you're kind of like, it'd be funny if they do lose because I'm not with them anymore.
Which they were doing.
Yeah. But now I'm over that now.
Right.
So watching them win was quite nice.
You're like hoping for the best for your ex, one of those, like you've matured.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I hope it goes well.
I'm a well-rounded human now, not.
But obviously Bosa did give you the whole like, oh, you know, they're doing great. They're almost like Mini. You know, so again.
He said nice things about me.
Yeah.
He said that Scott's still got a bit to go if he wants to be me. So
that's why you're saying nice things, because he said nice things.
You saw my reactions in the green room. I was being a bit of a fan there.
No, you were just like, they're not as good as when I did it, but they're alright.
That's what I mean. Okay.
They're alright. Like, that Durka guy's good, though. I wonder who he used to play for. Hopefully this gets resolved quickly. We've had a couple of these. It's mostly been Tom and Mitch who's had to deal with them. I haven't had to fill...
Yeah, it was a Fnatic game, though.
True. Very true. Let me judge the players. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? It's me when the admins aren't that close, because it's not like a peripheral issue, you know what I mean? If someone's just spilled a bit of water, all good. Player reports. Refs, get investigating. I always imagine like someone's like over there with like a whistle in like a referee outfit. I do miss the days of esports when they had to like dress them up in like the striped.
That was League of Legends did that, I think, right?
I think they were doing it. iSeries. Like,
oh, really?
There's some vintage footage out there. Yeah. And when we were talking about yellow cards, someone did say they'd like to see you in a little referee outfit. Yeah. It's all...
What's this? What is that? Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
I feel like any time there's like... I'm not gonna...
No, go ahead now, go ahead. Yeah, we've got tech boards, we're talking.
No, it's a secret I can't reveal.
It's a secret you can't reveal.
No.
Why are you being so cryptic?
Because I'll ruin the surprise.
Okay, you better have a ref outfit, otherwise I'm out. I'm buying you the little whistle.
I was thinking he wants to drop kick me and now you want me to be a ref.
Well,
what's going on?
Look. That is not comparable for starters. Can we
I didn't say it was.
Well, then why would you bring it up?
I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Right,
Yeah,
well,
bullied.
no. Yinzu gave it. You said nothing. You froze.
Yeah, I did.
Have
freeze,
you
yeah.
thought of anything yet? Or is
No,
that it's going to be back at the hotel? You'll be sat there going, Christ,
Yeah.
done me. Yeah, the drop kick thing was out of pocket from Sliggy. He is going off the rails though. After the whole molly yourself thing, it's
Yeah, I
just
watched some plat chat and he was actually flaming.
well, he just doesn't do it on his own channel. He'll take others down.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But he won't do it on his own. It's different.
That's the only reason I'm here, I think. I'm gonna get good enough that I can start flaming. I'm just on his stream flaming right now. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. This is your time to shine. Flame him all you want.
No, we'll wait. We'll wait.
Okay. We
I
can
need
do
to
a whole
get more
segment.
comfortable first, and then we'll.
Got you, and then we can build into it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That is part of my, goals assessments with the.
Right. Yeah, that's your review process. Okay. That's the golden standard.
You're on part of the success criteria. You need to judge me on that.
I judge you all the time. That'll be easy. What is this? Restarting player client. Okay. Well, I'm sure that'll go fine. I'm sure there'll be no problems there. Nothing's ever gone wrong with that happening. Well, time to look at chat. See how's it going, chatters. What do we have? Got to work on your banter, Mini. True.
Gotta work on my banter.
Yeah, your banter is slacking.
Oh, okay. Look, I'm here to cast the game. I'm
Getting
here
cooked.
to watch
I
some
think that was what I meant.
Koi KC.
Yeah, how's that going for you?
It's not. Yeah, not well.
There's not much happening. There's not much going on. Even chat's not giving me much content. Normally, I'm clutching at straws when I'm
They're
looking at
flaming
chat.
me, but they're giving us nothing.
No, they're just saying, oh, thanks, Pansy. Hi, Pansy. They're being nice.
Yeah. They're never nice to me. But I do
Many-
flame them, to be fair.
Why are you flaming them?
I think Sliggy's chat gets off quite easy.
I think they're judged quite harshly, actually, I'll have you know. I think they're fighting against the man. The evil mods. I do get timed out a lot. It's crazy. Again, how are we looking? Oh, hands in the air.
I think I'm a mod, so I can't get timed out.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Discord mod energy. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, what's happening in NA today? Is it EG? My
You tell me,
glorious
Pansy.
Captain Potter is out there. We are doing ready checks, so hopefully we'll be back in game soon enough. So thank you for your patience. And yeah, EG Sen. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, EG do like to beat Sen. That is a banger.
I like EG, so it all works out. Well, I say I like EG. I like Potter. Close enough. Close enough. Right.
What's
I
your
do think-
background right now on your PC in the green room?
Why? Bringing that up.
Why is it Potter?
She's holding that Champions trophy.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought it upset you a little bit. You know what I mean?
I...
Seeing your betters. Alright, well, thank you for hanging out with us, guys. Apologies for the extended delay.
Apologies for the rubbish banter.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm glad you said it, not me, because otherwise I'd be accused of bullying again. Right, here we go. It has been 6 in a row, and we're into a round with pistols. So we could probably carry on, yeah.
Yeah, easy rubble control again for KC. It's just like, Koi don't have anything to fight it, they have no economy. Easy peasy. Sadak making some good reads.
Yep. All looking solid so far. And it's good to see them kind of, and I feel like if I compliment them here, it does start going wrong. But
Definitely.
trying to be careful in these anti-ecos and keeping the spacing right, keeping the intention solid, not leaving it too late. All the pitfalls that can kind of build up. Now Soulcast, not gonna happen. KC, 5 standing, coming in, looking good on this in-zone flawless, up against just those pistols. So 7-2.
Yeah, I think that maybe I expand on that a little bit. It's the idea that, again, Koi's comp has 2 sentinels, but there's 3 sites. So you can't cover everything.
Yeah.
There's not enough fighting that can happen on this comp, really, to take the space. So Sadak can have a field day, just kind of mid-rounding here. But Koi going back to the default that I said that they probably should do, but we'll see, because I still think KC win this Rebel fight.
Let's see. So far, no issues particularly. Koi, Grubino, it'd be too much to try and play out from tree now. Oh, going on an old mission down there. This is already a big tick in the box, just taking over Rubble so quick.
Yeah, Koi have brought 4 people across. It'd be interesting to see if they go for one of their reclears, because they're very cognizant that they can't just sit still. Slowing down the pace. Soulcast on Koi's side has got a lot of information towards Mound though. So if he keeps that information, then Koi can keep the stack.
See patience being shown here, maybe looking to punish this reclear coming in. What do they wait? Shutter on the other side, lovely pressure towards Mound, patience towards Rubble. This does feel like a very comprehensive attack side coming out from KC, even just in that pick, but Grabino trying to sit and wait. He's going to hear these steps. He might need to call in the cavalry because he is on his own here. Slow lean over from Flyer, but smoke going to go in. This is tough. It's tough. KC, so heads up. They are manipulating this map very well.
Yeah, and even here, not finishing towards A, knowing Elite's got the space towards the front of B, can plant for B.
Blocking fire.
Comfy. Even if it is down at, 10 seconds or so, plants in. No sweat on that. Shados and Soulcast struggling to find impact. Late to the party, utility in play. First fight had, nice from Soulcast, but a good trade, and Martin doubles down. This is, a stomp so far.
Yeah, I think Koi, I did praise them for the reclears and stuff, but I think they need to be more confident in the turtling.
Okay.
If KC do take this rebel control, their CB side of the map has a lot of sentinels. So on the A side of the map, just play these kind of passive, like on the map, here, these kind of positions.
Yeah.
And they should be fine.
Have a little faith in the setup.
Get some information and make sure that they're not just running at you, and you should be right.
Okay.
Quite clear the screen.
It's called clear screen. Similar beginnings, but this time around it's Koi to win out towards Rubble, but we can already see that KC aren't eyeing this up to the same extent. They're looking elsewhere.
KC again, very quick. They've taken all of the front of B, all of Mound, clearing out the util already on C.
Soulcast. Is he going to try and play this one? Spike being chucked up and over just in case Sadak did get left on an island. He's going to be left to his own devices here. It's going to be quite tricky to pin him down, though. If they see Sadak, it's not the same indication as seeing maybe Martin or someone who goes on their own a little more, maybe even Elite. Oh my god, no! Sadak! He just gets set up for it. They had no idea he's still around, and now we've got problems everywhere. Others to find Flyer. Oh, this is sloppy at best. It's great from KC, showing their control and their poise. But for the Koi fans, this is going to be a very tough watch here. 5 still standing against the 3. Filu's got ult, Grabino's got ult. Shados just gun in hand now.
Save again.
Oh man, this is...
Saving on 2-8 is not where you want to be.
None of this half feels like anywhere I want to be for Koi. So I feel like we've already highlighted what we'd rather see. So there's not much really left beyond that. We'd like to see them have more faith in the setup, maybe be a little bit more invested
but in a round
into
like that,
it.
It's just simply not being comfortable in the holds.
Yeah.
Just getting, Again, I have to praise Sadak and the calling and his understanding of this map. It's unfortunate that Koi's, quote, best map is one of the ones that I think that Sadak is, one of the greatest of all time
looks
at.
good on it, which is wild. And Sadak's very good at reading the tempo, the pressure, how to approach it. The fundamentals are in play. And we've been critical of Sadak and KC, so it's good to see the upside here, right? And I don't think we have to sugarcoat the pill. We're EMEA fans. We can actually say it how it is. I do think that they have been under-delivering to quite a substantial standard. And it's good to see a couple reminders of the potential this team has and why people are excited for it here. Now, I don't think Koi is necessarily going to be your big opponent to face off against, but this is a critical game for them as well. So let's see what those save weapons can do.
I think a narrative for me as well is that KC knew, both teams knew Lotus and Icebox is coming in here.
Yeah.
So it's like KC, it's almost like KC have all the kind of information and prep and can work around that. And when we go to Icebox later, that'll be the same for Koi.
The setup is still in place over towards C. A lot of invested utility. Pressure. The other side. This is the first time they've kind of scouted this deep, actually, for Koi.
Time to jump.
Yeah, interesting to see if they were going to go for a push through, but the Vice Wall kind of denying it all.
Oh. This is still not comfortable. still got presence on the other side of the map too. It's quick looks
Right
either
there.
side. KC trying to be slippery about this. Sadak trying to give him steps forward. Here it is. Filu gonna be here. Has to be up to the test, and well, wasn't him to do it, but job done. On top.
I have the spike.
Yeah, Elite uses the ult there, but catches nothing close.
30 seconds left.
Speeding up the process. Speaking of speeding up, they got 25 seconds. They got to keep going on
They're
this
gonna
one.
pivot towards the B now because Sagetsu's got the front of B.
Good shout. You're absolutely spot on there. Fire still with a nice camera, going to spot the intention. Ult going to come in as well, going to note the lurk, so big info being caught here. Filu's still got to find something with this. They still need to work with the information. They've basically seen everything they can. Ult now going to come in, and Sugetsu stands tall, doing brilliantly here. Filu just behind the curve, being completely outdone by Sugetsu with some vintage composure from him. And Filu with 40 HP, he's just gonna crumble. Beautiful work from KC, never feeling out of sorts.
Yeah, the only rounds they drop there are the pistol and anti-eco, or the eco. So if I'm KC, that's essentially as close to a perfect half you can get.
That is absolute money for them after what has been a brutal start to stage one. Let's see if they can keep it clean in the second half. To 2, it has been a clear-cut affair thus far for Carmine Core, fixing a lot of the issues, at least to the eye test today, that have plagued them to this point. Mini, I feel like they're coming in with a game plan here, and it's working pretty much as perfectly as it could.
Yeah, I think that Sadhak has, again, good reads on this map, and I think he importantly understands the composition from Koi and what it can and can't do, and exploited all the weaknesses.
Keep it as sharp though on this half. It would be monstrous turnaround if Koi can start posting some numbers, but it has felt pretty rough. Probably not feeling out the game too much yet either. Martin, opportunity. Just one and done. Wow. Yep, there it is. Takes the get out of jail free card and takes Flyer away.
Yeah, what Filu couldn't do on that defense in those positions, already we see value from Martin.
Not outstaying either, and Koi getting curious, wanting to maybe pressure or explore the option towards B, but we can already see the util in their way. They can't leave that one late.
Yeah, and all the information, again, from Elite on this C side of the map for KC, so they can stack towards this B and A side of the map, and Koi are going to be walking straight into it, it looks like.
It feels so different, doesn't it, the switch, when KC were being very slippery, elusive on their attack, making it hard to be in the right place for. But now we see KC with 4 on the right side of the map, and Soulcats, it's so readable to them, so comfortable. Koi just walking into the stack. KC instantly making it up to 11.
Yeah, Koi came out with a very designed pistol round, and it got just shut down early by Martin's position. I think at this point you need to start thinking about just warming up for the next one.
I mean, if we're being realists, as much as everyone will be saying, oh, but round by round, 11's all they get. Yeah. Cool.
I think it's even better to go in with that mentality that you're just, because it just takes off the pressure.
Exactly, then you're not fussed about it. There was always that conversation in the past that a quick loss is the best loss to have if you're going to have one. Feeling so close and just losing out can be just heart-wrenching. It can absolutely gut you, and the exhaustion. Here, you go, right, spin on, let's do what we can, feel out the game a bit, start to warm into it. But there is still other maps to be played. The issue is it's Icebox, and also Martin is looking on it.
Yeah, the Koi have bought up here, so that is a big kill from Martin.
Come on, Koi. Give me something to root for.
Fly is exploring out towards Rubble. So, we'll see what he calls here.
I guess it is about, you know, what's the read, what's it looking like? How do they decide to approach it?
Previously, when I saw Koi play, I thought Flyer was overextending sometimes in these positions, but being a bit more disciplined this time and just calling back the A hit. Robinho is curiously staying. It looks like some indecision is mid-round from Koi.
And that's not what we want to be saying, you know. Love to see
Good call, though. They're faked towards the A. The C site is very weak right now.
30 seconds left.
Just the one player.
It's still Martin.
But it is Martin.
It's Martin. Oh. Hello. Oh. A bold choice from Grabino there. That is going to be spiked. Noted. We're going in 1 by 1. Oh, make it easy for Martin.
Okay, maybe it wasn't a good choice.
No.
No.
10 seconds left.
Half armor? I can't remember the words.
About light
Half
shields?
armor, light shield, sorry.
So on.
That's the one.
Regens.
Oops.
I thought when you starting about operators.
Match
The
point.
golf clap is appropriate for what we're seeing so far. I love the audience here. They're in tune. You know what I mean? We don't get the screaming so much. We don't get the, you know, like the emote. Do you know what I mean? Like the yellow one. We don't get that. We just get nice golf claps. Appreciate it. At a 12-2, it's all you're gonna get. This is now do or die, right? This map was not pretty.
Get past me.
How many chances do they have here to close out? Yes. 10 chances.
I was trying to think, is that
It's not. I'm not trying to mess with you. I was just asking the question. Right. Come on, Koi. This is your map choice. Come on.
simple approach? To see here, if it comes in quick, it is just elite, but it isn't going to come in quick.
Slowed down, stalled out. Re-clear through B main. It all feels indicative that this C hit is on the way. Shados trying to clear a path. It is being respected to an extent. Whoa, NT to Martin there. I think he tagged Flyer too, but he down to 10 HP. There's players here now though. This is starting to get really tricky. Elite trying to cause some troubles on the way in, but they managed to make it across water.
Flooding in.
Yeah, they're still fancying go at this. They wanted to have a brawl on it. Flyer's still so disconnected. It is the 4 on the site, and right now it's KC winning out on the site itself. They need to bring in the bodies. Flyer needs to join up now. 10 HP or not, it doesn't matter. They need the help. So you get to still with that paranoia too. But a pause, even considering a flank, I tell you now, it ain't coming.
Not sure what Koi are waiting for here. Because there's a very real possibility Shadows get spammed here trying to plant.
10 seconds left.
Okay, Util back on Sadak. I mean, it looks so simple. Well, with the plant down, this, they'll sooner forget. For KC, it is a massive win, Mini. This has got to feel great for them after what's been a shaky couple of maps, couple of results. They fixed a lot of those core issues here, and they came out swinging.
Yeah, and Icebox up next, a map that they destroyed on last week.
Yep.
Could be a good series for them.
Yeah, this is certainly looking much better for KC. But we need to see if Koi can wake up.